So here are top 5 productivity tips, in my opinion, that will make you more productive. So let's get into it. Number one, when you wake up in the morning, do the most productive thing. So it could be making the bed sheets for you, or maybe it could be making the coffee, or maybe you wanna talk to your family in the morning. It can be anything, really. Just don't scroll on your phone, or don't talk on social media, or just don't play video games or watch anime or watch TV shows and right in the straight up in the morning. All right, do the most productive things in the morning. And similarly for my second point, which is in the night, before bed, like 1 hour, 2 hours before bed, you should you you should you should complete a bit of your task before bed. Right. 1 hour, 2 hours before bed should be the time when you complete a bit of your task. So let's say for the next day you wanted to do some coding, or you wanted to do some of your task, whatever your task is. It doesn't have to be for too long. It could just be 5 minutes, a little brush up of your task. You wanna, cause you wanna do this because it's always easier to do an unfinished task than a fresh new task. That way you know how to continue your task when you do it the next day, because you've done it the night before, right? That so that's my suggestion. Do a bit of the task uh, before bed for the next day. Right, that's the second point. The third point being, if you could skip the breakfast, that's amazing. But if you can't skip the breakfast, delay the breakfast, because then you could get a bit of work. Maybe do a workout in the morning, do a get a bit of your tasks done. Maybe get the hardest, most possible tasks done in the morning. That's the best case scenario, right? Getting highly important, highly urgent, highly energy consuming tasks done in the morning. That's the best case scenario. So that's my third point. If you could skip the breakfast, skip it, or just delay the breakfast. And fourth tip for productivity that I have is don't procrastinate, which is simple, but it's it's a thing where a lot of people struggle with it. Even I struggle with it often. And if you just don't procrastinate, you'll have a lot of time on your hands to do the important things. But for my fifth tip, uh, don't prioritize urgent tasks, prioritize important tasks, since important tasks for the long term. Yeah, and if you know the Eisenhower matrix, there are four quadrants. The one being important and urgent, which means like it's a crisis basically, and you can't avoid it, right? And then important but not urgent task, which should be done more than the important and urgent tasks. So, and there are the urgent and not important tasks. You could do those types of tasks in your breaks when you are relaxing, or you can just delegate those tasks to another person. And finally, we have the not important, not urgent tasks, which preferably should not be done at all, if possible. So those are my five productivity tips. I'll give you a bonus one, uh, just because you have made it this long, and it's been almost 5 minutes since I started recording this video. So I'll give you a bonus sixth one, which is to talk to your talk to a family member in the morning because it will help get your hormones started and look at sunlight in the morning. That's my seventh tip, I guess. So those are my seven tips for productivity. And yeah, I have more tips if you want. So do let me know if you want them. And yeah, I'll see you in the later, I guess. Peace.